What is a demonic element on a roller coaster? This video, I do want to say, was inspired by the video made by Airtime Thrills. So all credit for this idea goes to Airtime Thrills. Let's get on with this video and count down my top 10 most demonic elements I've ridden. Number 10. VELOCICOASTER's Immelman into the rockwork. The rockwork on this Immelman is insane. Now, you will first launch into your Immelman and then go into a insane head hitter. This was the craziest head hitter on the whole ride for me, and wow, did it scare me. This was the only moment I actually didn't want to keep my hands up on this ride because of how insane that Immelman is. You will feel like your head's about to get chopped off, your hands are about to get chopped off, and the clearance feels so low. It is truly one of the craziest moments on any coaster for me, and one of the most demonic. The First Inversion, aka I believe it's the corkscrew. The corkscrew or the First Inversion on rock and roller coaster is one of the most intense, is a very intense element following that incredible launch. You will really feel the forces as you go through this element, and it includes a amazing head hitter at the end, making it one of the most demonic elements I've experienced. Number 8. VELOCICOASTER's Dive Loop. In front row, you will get airtime going through this dive loop, and it is fully sustained floater, and that makes this element more crazy than expected. Now, the first 3 of these elements on the most demonic aren't super intense, but this coaster delivers. Kraken's 128-foot loop. Krakens Loop is one of the most intense loops I've ever experienced. It will be in the front row, you really feel that floorless feel, as it will fully make you feel like you're about to get your feet chopped off from the track. And it is an intense feeling that I have not really experienced on any other loop. Now, I do know this is on most floorlesses, but I think this might be the best loop on a floorless. I still haven't yet to experience a lot of floorlesses, but this loop is one of the most intense elements and most demonic that I've experienced. The next, number 6, is gonna come as a surprise, but it is the drop off the block section. If you're sitting in the right row, this element is insane. I'd recommend for this element itself sitting at the back right, I believe. Yes, back right. It will offer one of the most incredible experiences on a block section drop off. And if you're lucky and you're having a good ride in the nighttime, it can give a insane ejector pop. At least that's what it did for me. I will say there's one other element that we'll get to later in this video that is even more demonic and will absolutely surprise you, because it is one of the more demonic elements on this list. Stunt Pilot's first drop comes in at number 5. Stunt Pilot's first drop in the back is incredible. The whip you'll feel is one of the best on a Raptor. Now, of course, I don't know for sure about this, but I've heard this from many people, as the back is the best row to get the most ejector on this beautiful coaster. And you will really feel that insane ejector. Number 4, the launch on Rock and Roller Coaster. If you want to talk about a forceful launch, and have not experienced the incredible launch that is rock and roller coasters, well, then you're in for a treat. If you ever get the chance to experience this launch, get ready and get excited, as this launch is one of the most forceful launches I've ever experienced. I do need a rewrite, but I'd almost say this is better than the first launch and the second launch on VELOCICOASTER. Actually, maybe not the second launch, but I would say this is one of the best launches in Florida. It is so forceful and so insane, becoming the most demonic, and I'd even say it's the most demonic launch in Florida. Here is some honorable mentions. First honorable mention is the Cobra Roll and the Loop on Hulk. Now, these are two elements, so this is why it's not making the list. But I'm gonna give it to this as a first honorable mention, as if it was just one element, this would easily have made the list. The second honorable mention is another element on Hulk, and that is the launch into the zero-G roll. This is one of the whippiest elements I've ever experienced, but there are some whippier elements in Florida. The next honorable mention is the death roll on Kraken. Yes, I'm calling this the death roll. It is one of the whippiest elements zero-G rolls I've experienced, and it is and if you're sitting away from the element and lean against the element, you will be whipped. Now, I know this is the same with Corks with Hulk, and that's why they're both on the honorable mention, as they're not the most intense, but I don't know where I would put them, and that's the biggest issue of why they're not on this list. So, they definitely deserve it, and the next one is the corkscrew before the brake run. This is one of the whippiest corkscrews I've experienced, and definitely would have deserved a spot if I didn't think these elements would be ahead of it or more. Number 3 is the insane twisted airtime on Stunt Pilot. No matter where you sit, this is the most demonic element you can probably experience on any of these Raptors. This airtime moment feels like it's trying to take your head off, and that is not a joke, and that is not over-exaggerating this. This is the craziest and whippy and craziest airtime moment on Earth. Wait, there's one more, which comes down to our number 2 demonic. The most demonic element is number 2 is how Brendan Fraser still hasn't got his cup of coffee until the end of the ride. Like, seriously, this is demonic. I hate this. How it took him so long just to get his cup of coffee. Okay, the real number 2 is the absolute death drop on Revenge of the Mummy. Now, if you know the magic seat, you get the magic seat. You will feel one of the craziest gut punches ever. You launch into this element, and it is a gut punch to remember. You will feel an element that is so insane, that is so crazy, that you're gonna wish that you knew more about what this element's banking and shaping looks like. Like, I really wish that I could find a lighted up version of the Florida Revenge of the Mummy. Now, what is the magic seat? Of course, the magic seat is the back left. And this is one of the most intense parts of the whole ride. Now, I think it actually is after the fire scene from this POV I'm showing, because it is truly experience that you do not want to miss, and many have compared it to the back left. The drop off on Iron Rattler's Cliff Quarry Dive. Number 1 is the Mosasaurus roll. I've talked so much about how good VELOCICOASTER is on this channel, but this Mosasaurus roll offers upside down airtime and a insanely violent roll, and it is one of the most absolute ejector-filled upside-down moments, which I never thought I'd say. Thank you for watching. The number 0 spot, yes, there's going to be a number 0 spot, because this element is so insane, is Daddy Pig's roller coaster launch. I mean, if you've never seen this launch, here's a quick... Thank you for watching. My name is I've been CoastWorld, and if you enjoyed this video, then please consider liking, subscribing, and commenting down below your thoughts on my top 10, and tell me your top 10. Enjoy the rest of your day, and keep riding.